Hey there everyone, this is Ray Carcillo here for Classic Game Room, and today we are looking at Star Wars: The Force Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii. The game opens up in the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk, and you actually get to play as Lord Vader himself hunting down a Jedi Knight who escaped Order 66. As you wreak havoc on the world around you, choking Wookiees and impaling them with your Crimson Saber, you finally approach your quarry. After finishing him off with ease, you find that the Jedi was not alone. He had a son, who was much stronger in the Force than his father, and so Vader begins formulating a plan that begins with making the boy his secret apprentice. From here, about 10 years will pass, and the boy will grow into a very angry young man, known simply as Starkiller. And in order to complete his Sith training and become Vader's right hand to take down the Emperor, he must complete his training by hunting down the last remnants of the Jedi Order. Now, I admit that the reason I got this game for the Wii was I fell for the motion control gimmick. I really thought that the saber controls were going to be smooth and crisp, and although better than other Star Wars games on the console, it's still not as smooth as you would like. Not that it matters much though, since once you power up all your Dark Force lightning powers, you can just zap everyone into submission and never really need to use your saber again. Despite not being as great as expected though, the controls do get the job done for the basic platforming and combat you'll need in order to get through the game's many different worlds and levels. One interesting aspect is how Starkiller can interact with the world around him, like pulling down huge columns onto a stormtrooper unit, or crushing an AT-ST in a tiny little ball. The graphics are probably the weakest element of this game, as textures blend together and character models aren't nearly as smooth as you would like. The audio, though, is very strong, as it features many different pieces from John Williams' classic movie scores, and great voice acting from all those involved. What surprised me the most was probably the replay value. Don't underestimate the joy of frying stormtroopers with Dark Force lightning. And on top of that, there are 200 collectibles to be found in the game that unlock various concept art and characters to be used in the game's simple local versus mode. And the versus mode is surprisingly good, even though it's a simple one-on-one fighting mode. But being available only locally really prevents this from being something you'll come back to again and again. In the end, although it has its flaws, you can never really go wrong with an original Star Wars storyline, and Starkiller's story is one of the expanded universe's best by far. If you are a fan of Star Wars, you'll look past the repetitive gameplay and controls and subpar graphics, because the plot is really what carries this game.
You cannot win